Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome back. Going to test something real quick, so bear with. Back. Great. Just wanted to make sure my camera or microphone was working. I welcome. I'm Ace, and I like fantasy stuff, so there's that. I also don't know why I feel like dark. I'm dark. I don't have enough light, but I do have light. I feel like I don't have a. Oh, I've got all the lights on, so maybe it's just a dark day. Sorry. And then I hate when you're on camera and you're like, my hair, just so much frizz, frizzity frizz. This light is not going to stay on that I want to stay on. What good are you? What good are you? Anyway, I've got some new followers since last time. So thank you very much for those that followed. I really appreciate that. I'm pretty close to my goal. And yeah, welcome to the channel. And let's see what else. Did one shot last night, which for players it went really well. Like I feel like everyone had fun. I did feel a little was feeling the time constraints and stuff towards the end. We did have some technical issues, so for the first half of the stream, apparently you can't hear me like at all. You can hear the other people, but you can't hear me. So I'm gonna have to go through and record some audio for that, which will be fine for YouTube because it will all come out as one video. But I'm gonna have to do that for the hopefully. I don't know if I can, but for the first part because at some point it crashed. My computer crashed and I had to restart it. It did not like me sharing the maps on D&D Beyond. My poor little computer was like, I don't do this. I don't like it. Please stop. So we had to start it up again, and then it was fine. The second video that's up on my Twitch is you can hear me. I didn't do anything different. It's all the same. I'm like, I don't understand why things just disappear and reset in OBS. It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know. Whatever. Never mind. So yeah. So it went really well. I liked it. I had fun. Um, Mitchell did a great job. Clute did a great job. Britt, it was her first time playing D&D, and she actually did pretty well. It took her a while to figure out where things are on the character sheet, but she had, I think, my favorite moment of the whole little one shot that we did with how she described how she killed one of the were rats. Um, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, wait because I need to fix that video with the audio. You'll miss a good chunk in the beginning because it's pretty much me setting up the world and all that stuff. So, as a recap, it's essentially there's people going missing in this town, and they've hired adventurers to find out what the problem is. And yeah, that's the beginning of the recap. The end you can hear on the second video, but it was fun. It was a nice learning experience. And yeah, so that was that. And then today we are working on our book. Pretty excited about it actually because we are going to be talking about the Feywild, and I love the Feywild. Going to Scotland next year, and I'm kind of hoping that I get stolen by some fairies. We'll see. We'll see if they take me. I'd be okay with that. I mean, I'd have to come back and get my son, my family, but time moves differently there, so maybe it won't be that long. It will feel like a long time for me, but not for them. We'll see. It was I was like, I smell something burning. There's my son making lunch. If you hear the pots and pans, it's him making lunch. He approached me 2 minutes before 11 o'clock when my stream starts. What's for lunch? I don't know, child. Go to the kitchen and find something. You really want me to come up with ideas for you? Just stands there and looks at me. Like, you could make pasta. Make some pasta for lunch. Love spaghetti. So that's what he's doing because he knows how to do it. But it sounds like something spilled or burnt on one of the burners, and now it smells like burning things. If the fire alarm goes off, you'll know what. I don't think it will. But will she? It's. Shh. All right. Reroll. All right. So we're going to work on the book today. Got a lot of things done actually today. I was in a cleaning mood, so laundry is pretty much done. Vacuumed a bit, organized my desk, organized the back wall that's by my desk. My husband organized his office area and left a couple things out, so I moved it to make it look nice. I'm sure he's going to get angry about that. Not angry, frustrated and being like, where is this thing that I put here? You have moved it. I'll be like, I don't know. I just moved it to make it look nice. That's what I do. Um, so see how that goes. Um, and then what else was I gonna do today? Oh, we need to work with my husband on a presentation. We are wanting to give a presentation for a conference in Austria. So hopefully we can get that together. My husband and I, we run the Edubuntu. It's a free open software for like educators and students um, that you can use. And it's all volunteer based, so we run it essentially because they got rid of it, and that made me upset because I used it when I was a teacher and stuff. So uh, we brought it back, and we need to come up with a presentation and stuff. So that will be fun. I haven't been to Austria, so hopefully that all goes according to plan, and we'll go. That would be in September. Um, update on. I don't think so. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Let's open up some documents. OBS is still mad at me for yesterday. It keeps saying OBS Studio is not responding. Would you like to wait or force quit? And then before I can click on anything, it will disappear. I'm like, cool. Glad we're trolling me. That's awesome. Okay, so today we are going to be describing the nature of the Feywild and different creatures that are there. We're going to talk about the war with Oralaith and Soren's banishment and curse. Talk about the time before Oralaith took over and mention Fia and her family, how Fia disappeared. So we're going to be doing a lot today. Probably won't get through all of it, I'm thinking. Would be my guess. But let's pull it up. Da, 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 da. I'm a little jealous right now of my husky. He's laying on the floor next to me. And while he is laying on the hardwood floor, he's also very floofy. Not as floofy as other huskies, but floofier than our little dog. And okay, so we started chapter 4. But he looks so comfortable, and I just want to like pick him up if I could. I can't pick him up. It'd be very difficult. He's 70, 75 pounds, somewhere in there. Pick him up and snuggle him on the bed. He's really warm. If I put my feet under instant warmth. Then there's my little dog who's on the bed, and I have put my husband's clean clothes on the bed for him to put away later, and my dog has decided that is a wonderful spot to snuggle in. So he's laying on his clean clothes. Aren't you? They are no longer clean, but that's all right. So deadly. See, beware of any creatures you come across in the forest, this land. Ugh, my son burnt something so bad. It's really bothering me. I am gonna go to a be right back screen, y'all, and do something. That smell, because I don't think I can stream with the smell. Yay for sensory stuff and autism. So I will be back soon. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I go out there and he's eating his food. And I was like, what did you burn? He's like, I didn't burn anything. Excuse me? Did you not smell that? He had gotten a noodle, I guess, on the thing, and then he left noodles everywhere, and they're not even fully cooked all the way. And I'm like, dude, they're not cooked all the way. And he goes, yeah, I know, but I'm not about to fix it. What is happening? What's happening with this kid? Anyway, all right. So the Feywild. So, beautiful. So she's going to say, kind of creatures. And, yeah. Well, are pixies, fairies, sprites. Thank you. Manticores, to mention. To mention more nasty beasts like manticores. Is that how you spell that? I don't know. Man, I don't think There's an eye there. Manticores. Where's... Well, blink dogs aren't really, say, a chimera. How do you spell manticore then? Oh my god, it's Inception. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, you can't see my screen. I'm on the wrong tab. Boom. Okay, fine. Let me look something up on D&D Beyond. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Decors are ugly, guys. Ugly monsters. Ugly monsters. D&D Beyond frustrates me sometimes. Okay, so yes, that is what I was looking for. There we go. Nasties. There. Things. The important thing is to not tell them full. To not tell anyone your full name or make a deal. Anyone. Soren. Okay, so there's that. Do I want to get into... I don't think I'm going to get into specifics of that. I do want to see if me check that out. Why can I not talk? Okay, well, that I feel was worthless. Worthless linking. Dee. Massive supernatural fungi. Doing that. Also, keep an eye out for the bulb plants. Some let's say some have been known to move. Others to trance. Others, what was it? Carnivorous. Like to eat outsiders. Again, I don't think I'm going to go into great detail on that. To know. So he's talked about the possible creatures. He's not going to go into a large amount of detail because he's also kind of annoyed with these people with Fia in the first place. But okay. Okay, he's going to talk about himself now. That's not. Sounds like a stellar place to visit. I was gonna say this. That's probably Jasper. Jasper retorts. That's Soren nods in agreement. And then I've already forgotten what I was going to be talking about next. About the war. Indeed. See, I missed it so much. I keep forgetting. There. I missed it so much. Remember last fight. Can you tell us? Okay, so what's really annoying, guys, is when you have stuff in your head and it's moving at a faster pace than what you can write. And so by the time you actually get to that thought, it's like gone. That's very annoying. Maybe I should just start talking out loud. Different ideas. Maybe do voice to text, which I guess it depends on the program. Sometimes that's pretty funny. Voice to text. He is going to respond because he wants to make Fia happy since she's part Archfey or Archfey. Of course, lady. See, we're gonna flashback. Was standing not far from here. We were down to put checks. Here. Coming. I decided to pull back, and so them in. First time chatter. Script is a bullet point. That is a good idea. Yes, I do have. So I have this, and then I have a notes section on a different document, but it's not ideas. I mean, it's kind of a outline of where I want the chapters to go. But no, that's a it's a good one. Thank you. I'll definitely try that out. I appreciate that. Karen Army coming, so I decided to pull back since we so few now. I think that maybe through the trees he'll see now I can see everything I need to. Through the trees I could see. I'm trying to remember if Ornith is male. See that was straight for me. Long blonde hair. Added in the front, but flowing in the, say, back with the breeze. Let's see. How our side lost. In any case, I had to try. Not the end. Would mean, what does Soren think? It's rain. mean, would mean weakness and lessness would take over. Does it do that? When I push enter, it it's very okay. We'll take over the land. So then, yeah. Soren pauses. Yeah, actually, no, she wouldn't ask. Next. That's not how you spell Kimberly. I charged. Trying to be. Kill him. Let's see here. Computer has been doing weird things lately. Save that just in case. Save this other document. Okay, so meant to kill him. Was about to strike the coward. I don't know if I want to say. Essentially, Orlaith is going to do Misty Step to get the heck out of there, but I don't know if I want to call it Misty Step. I'm going to put that then. Highlight that. Do this. Then I think to highlight it. Out of the way. Stepped out of the way. Yes. So he's gonna Misty Step out of the way. Oh yeah, control safe. Yeah, I'm a frequent saver. It's compulsion. I've lost too many too many documents to not saving. And even when I do save, sometimes they just disappear, which is wonderful. Technology be wonky. I just need a better computer. I need a new computer. We've been living under the cheap way. So my husband, who does most of the tech shopping for me, will usually find like a refurbished or really cheap one that's not the best, but It is what it is. Usually it's fine. Usually it's been fine, but this last year I've been doing a lot more with my computer, like streaming and writing and playing games and stuff, and it has become apparent that that will no longer do. Enya's, that's not her name. Her name is Enya. Enya, there we go. Get a typewriter. I did have, well, my family had a typewriter when I was in elementary school. I remember using that for a couple reports. Yeah, I used that for a couple reports before we got a home computer because my dad worked in like the banking computer industry, so we got one. But the typewriter was fun. It is fun. I do like typewriters. Although when you make a mistake, it's a lot more difficult to fix it. So, but I just check out with the stepped out of the way. I turned around just in time to stop his sword from hitting me in the back. Hitting him in the back. I then blasted him with the magic in me, but he deflected it and struck again. Fought back, but eventually knocked my sword out of my hand, used some of the nearby plants snare. I couldn't move. I couldn't move. It's gracious. So he couldn't move. I couldn't move. I could only listen as he handed down my sentence. Let's see. Is he gonna keep going, or is he gonna get interrupted by someone? I think maybe Ronnie might interrupt him and ask what the sentence was. Well, I mean, they already kind of know because he kind of told them. He essentially makes him old, which for a fey creature is pretty devastating because they don't like look old usually unless they want to. So that was pretty bad. And then he banishes him to the material plane. So he looks old in the material plane. So not great, especially back in those days. That would have been a big bummer. I mean, even now, it's not that great being old. A lot of drawbacks society-wise on how people treat you. So let me move and listen to the end of my sentence. I guess he's still talking. He cursed me to the man form. I looked down at my once full hands, and they were covered with wrinkles, spots. spots. Then told that to ensure that the hands were safe, he would be banishing me from the realm. Didn't say a word to him. Only looked at him with contempt and swore to come back one day. All right, so come back, make things right. I think that will probably be the end of his story there. Did it not? There we go. Got that. And then let's go ahead and do next part that I want to talk about, which is not done. About okay. I something with this because I can't keep finding where the start of the paragraph is. Just keep it there, okay? Say that way. There's probably some setting that I don't know about. So I only use like this program, this system at home. At work, I use Microsoft Word because I don't have to pay for anything. But since I spend most of my time at work, like I'm used to that and not as used to this, even though it's very similar. LibreOffice Writer is very similar. There are just enough differences to make it a little bit frustrating. For instance, when I push enter and it doesn't save my indented paragraph. Like, what's that about? What's happening there? And you know what's annoying is it didn't used to do that. It used to do exactly what I wanted, and I don't know. Like, I don't think I changed any of the settings. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I guess it is what it is, huh? So he, as I think at this point, I think via looks Soren with compassion in her eyes. Do whatever I can to help you. I think it's a joy of open source. Yeah. Yeah, it can do a lot, but yeah, sometimes just it's crazy. I OBS is like that too. It I'm not a huge tech person. And they don't seem to like me either. They love my husband. He can like the internet can go down. I once had Here's a story. I once had the internet go down like a minute after he left the home. He left the house. The internet crashes. I can't get it back on. I've tried all the little tricks that he's taught me over the years, right? Um, but I can't get it back online. So I text him and I tell him, hey, the internet's down, just so you know, when you get home, He comes back like an hour later. As soon as he steps through the door, the internet's back up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. And he didn't have to do anything. And I was super annoyed. And like, cool, that's just the best there. But he's got away with it. He always tells me because I always get mad at it. And he's like, you gotta baby it. You gotta make no, you gotta be nice to it. I'm like, I'm not gonna be nice to it if it's not gonna be nice to me. He's like, well then it's never gonna be nice to you. And I'm like, very stubborn when it comes to that. But sorry that happened to you, sir. I do whatever I can to help you. I think he'll reply, thank you. Or he'll say, I think he'll say that is much appreciated. Or is I guess he wouldn't know afterwards what happened. I guess before Orlath started to take over. While it was free, beings are allowed to come and go as they pleased, and trade between cities flowed. Yeah, that's true. That is true. They I had a friend you used to call I mean this is kind of related, but used to call printer ink unicorn blood because it was so expensive and rare. That's what he would call it. So that's what we call it when we run out of printer ink and stuff is unicorn blood. Go buy some unicorn blood. So now I feel like gasoline is unicorn blood because dang, is that expensive. I think we went on a road trip last weekend for a funeral slash celebration of life. And I looked at how much we spent in gas. It was 4.5 hours away, for context. Same state, but for gas, it was $300 just for gas, which I think is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, that just blows my mind. I'm like, it's too much money for things. In your parents' city, yeah, the whole place, Mary seem to always be on the. Hey, we're on page 14. I just realized. It's my favorite number. Place was merry and music seemed to be on the wind. The city was full of life and merriment, and there was never a shortage. let's see, how do I want to segue into parents here? I think segue. See. We'll just say when the war started, darkness and fear crept into the city. Parents were afraid that, let's see, it's their city. Well, thank you very much for joining. I hope you have a good night, and thanks for coming and helping me write a bit. So, hope to see you again. Right. Let's see. So they were afraid that you would be harmed. So I don't want to say disappeared, because they didn't disappear. They fled. They fled the city, the Listen Forest. Listen Forest, that's right. Yep. All right, Glissendom Forest. Your parents were afraid that you would be harmed, so they fled the city to Glissendom Forest. I don't know what happened to them after. All I know is that some creatures in the forest port infant Archfey infant being taken. Let's see. All I know is that some creatures in the forest port being taken. Say one of the nope through a portal. We'll say a portal. So they, yeah. Okay. Do I want to write that? So they, and before that, oh, I guess we did talk about going through my points pretty fast. Okay. So I think that is probably going to be where we're going to end it for today. So she's given some pretty good backstory. We've done one, oh, and a quarter page. Instead of that. Then our notes here. So we still, for this chapter, I still want to talk about why he wants her to reclaim her kingdom, and maybe talk a little bit more about her disappearance. And he's going to mention too that there is another portal in Aslinga where they can go back home. So it takes about a week to get to the city, so they're gonna have to go for a week. Which essentially, let me. I already did this. Erase that. So I'm gonna have to embellish a lot for chapter 4 because we've gone through the points a lot quicker than I thought we would. But that's okay. There's stuff that I need to add anyway, and then hopefully we'll be done with chapter 4 tomorrow, next time, and we can start on chapter 5, which is going to be about, which is going to be towards, well, it's going to be about them getting out of the Glissondale Forest to a nearby town. And they're going to be practicing their abilities because they have been turned into different creatures that they were cosplaying as. So that will be fun. I got to think about kind of how I want to write that organically. But it's going to be fun. Going to be good. So I think we'll stop there. Do, do it. Do. Da, 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 da. All right, and so we will go ahead and do that. And yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys next time. And I'm going to be working on the one shot that I did. Hopefully getting sound to that first video there, so it's not deafening and silent for that. And then let's go ahead and raid into someone. See if we can raid into. Okay, so it looks like Dice and Autism is playing through a game. Trying to figure out which game they're playing through. But they look like they're playing through a game, so that might be fun to check it out. So yeah, oh, it does kind of look fun. All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time for some more writing about the Feywild, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Bye.